Thing pretty, unless you're talking about the bridge and seaport. Even from the seats in the upper decks, you can see the seashore. Tailgate function with the carne asada. Just walk from the tribal building for the Padres, I'm on it. Yeah, cause for the 619, we'll knock you down. Anything for the Brown, put it on the town. Started back rocking the Brown. Ever since we've been knocking them down. Baby said she wanna go to the game. Taught her how to say Padre gang.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 303 of the Talking Friars podcast and YouTube show. We got a special one today. I'm Ben Fadden, your host, and I'm here with Joe Dreamz, Padres fan. You might know him from singing outside Petco Park, the San Diego song, and I'll play that here in a second. But Joe, thank you so much for the time. I really appreciate it.
Of course.
All right, so
fans.
yeah, so before we get to my questions, I'm going to play just a quick little part of the Slam Diego song just so people can familiarize them with you. There we go. So that might, trigger something in your mind, and you might remember him if you're walking across to the hotel, that parking lot there. So just a few questions here for Joe on this episode. First off, what made you start singing that song? What made you start? What made you start having that mind go and create that song for you?
Well, one, because I used to be a Lyft driver, and when I was driving for Lyft one day, and I would always be playing my music in my car for my passengers, and this one passenger was like, "Yeah, who is this?" I was like, "Yeah, this is me." And he's like, "Oh, no way." He said, "You know what you should do? You should make a song for the Padres." And I said, "Okay, that's cool." And I kind of forgot about it, to be honest. And I think a couple of seasons ago, the Padres had this game where they were down like 8-0, and then they hit a grand slam in the game, and then they came back and won 9-8 or something like that. And that same Lyft passenger went and found me on Instagram. He said, "Where's the song at?" I was like, "Oh my goodness!" So I went through my archive of beats and I found something that kind of sounded like it could be a theme song, and then Slammy, there you go. And then, oh, there it is. So that's how the song came about.
Yeah, and what was that? What was the reaction among Padres fans when that first started?
Yeah, they were excited because I think the thing that Padres fans like the most about the song is the call and response, because they really get to engage in the song. And so whenever they win, they could like, hey, go, and get really excited about it. Uh-huh.
Yeah. How cool is it now to be getting kind of shout outs from Joe Musgrove's done it? I saw Josh Bell. How cool is it for, people to be really noticing you? And it's not just, regular Padres fans, but, the players see it too.
That meant so much to me because, oh man, I went to all the games. So here's what I would do. I'll pop up on the bridge, right? And then as soon as everyone would stop coming from the bridge, and since from the bridge I can see where the tour bus is, where the players are coming out. And so I would rush as soon as I finished my performance, I would rush down the elevator and go there and try to get the players' attention as they come out of the thing and try to get them to say ego. And I'm telling you, man, for weeks and weeks and weeks, I was like, it just felt like everyone was ignoring me, even in the organization. I was like, can't y'all see how the fans and everything? And so to finally get the shout out from Joe Musgrove, and like he already knew about it and knew who I was like, oh, okay. Like, no, that really meant a lot to it felt like a lot of the work that I put in was worth it.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, let people know what you do. Like, so after games, and this is like every home game pretty much, right?
Yeah, it would be every home game that it would be the last home game. Like, so let's say they're playing the Giants 3 games in a row. So on the last game, they're going to go to Los Angeles. So they have the tour buses outside.
Right.
So they only have the tour buses outside in the games they're going to leave. So on those games, I would pop up and try to get the players' attention. But there's also other fans there too who are trying to get autographs and everything like that too. So yeah, so that's how I would go about it.
Right. But you sing on the bridge, that's like after every game, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And What's like the coolest thing a fan has said to you kind of on that bridge and recognizing the work that you're putting in?
Man, that's a that's a tough one. I mean, there's literally thousands of people sometimes every game. So let's
It's a
see
lot
what.
of it's a lot. I'm sure it's a lot of like, keep going, dude. You're doing great. We respect you. We see you.
Well,
That sort of stuff.
yeah, the ultimate thing would be that everyone goes and lives their dream, right? And goes and
Yeah.
takes a leap of faith. So something that would really mean a lot to me is if someone said, "Hey, I've seen you on this bridge so many times, and I decided to go take a leap of faith in my own way, and now I'm doing this, but I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't see you on this bridge." So that's like the most fulfilling thing for me.
Yeah, kind of inspirational. Yeah, definitely. So I saw that you went to the playoff series, the Mets, obviously, and you went to. Did you go to the Dodgers? I know you went to Philly. You went to
Yeah, I
the
went to the
Dodgers.
Dodgers
Okay.
one too.
Um, and I saw the Mets one. A Mets fan pushed you off your speaker. That guy looked like he was just a little salty about a Mets loss, huh?
Yeah, yeah, it's understandable because I mean, imagine if a Mets fan popped up outside of Petco Park rapping like "Let's go Mets," right?
Right.
It's, especially after the Padres got eliminated.
Right.
Like, I'm sure there would be a Padre fan who wouldn't be too happy about that.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, go look at it. I think it's on your Instagram.
Yeah, that video, I am completely shocked on how many views that video has.
Right. It's
It
probably
like,
on your Twitter, right? That's probably where you saw all the views?
well, no, on Facebook Reels, you wouldn't even
Okay.
believe it. I checked this morning, like, and the video's still blowing up. It has over 20 million plays on
Well,
Facebook Reels. Yeah,
fans
and
like
then it's been
seeing
posted
other
on all
fans
kinds of
get pissed
pages.
off, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, I was completely blown away by that.
Mhm. Have you always been a Padres fan? Like, when did that start for you?
Well, my dad used to take me and my little brother to games when they were still playing at Qualcomm.
Okay.
So I've been a Padre fan my whole life.
And who's your favorite player on the team right now? There's a lot of really good options.
Oh man, right now I gotta say Machado. I just really
Yeah,
like
just
I like his leadership
yeah.
that he brings to the team, and and he plays good consistently. That's what I like
Mhm.
about him.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of guys that, they what do they call it? They post. They play every day. Dealing with injuries, doesn't matter, right? Like Manny, he was dealing with injuries last year, and he could have missed a lot more time than he did, right, with that ankle injury. But he needed to be back for the team to get the Padres obviously into the postseason. What was that atmosphere like for you down there at Petco Park for those postseason games? I was there. That was the craziest that I've seen Petco Park after they beat the Dodgers. I mean, just seeing joy on everyone's faces, high-fiving strangers as they're walking by, like, that's just the joy, or that's just the beauty of sports, the beauty of the Padres, and, just the city coming together.
It was surreal, man. It was so surreal being at Petco Park, and even now after the season is over, it's like, did that really just happen?
Right.
Right? I just really love the atmosphere at Petco Park. There was just so much love in the air. And since I've been performing the whole season before they were good, it was nice to receive the respect from a lot of Padre fans because they see me before they were good. Because a lot of people hop on the bandwagon, but I was
Yeah.
there before the wagon even had wheels.
Right, 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 definitely. Yeah, my family has season tickets, so, yeah, we're definitely there with you. I wanna talk more about the team, but first, this episode is sponsored by Gaglione Bros Famous Cheesesteaks and Garlic Fries. Their main location is on Friars Road, and you can visit gaglionebros.com for their menu and contact information. You can also enjoy their cheesesteaks and fries at Petco Park and inside Snapdragon Stadium. All right, so let's get to this team here. Obviously, the Padres just signed Xander Bogaerts. I'm sure that was unexpected for you. Like, how happy are you to see Xander as a Padre now?
Man, the Padres are going to be dangerous this year. if I was a Dodger fan scrolling through my news feed, saw Padres just signed, I'd be like, oh my gosh.
And they're not doing anything this offseason. They're trying to reset the luxury tax number. They let Trey Turner go. They didn't even make an attempt at bringing him back. So it's a lot of. I mean, they still have a lot of veterans. They still have a lot of talent. But the Padres, I would say, they've definitely closed the gap on the Dodgers. That's for sure.
They definitely have. And it's a coin toss who's going to win the division this year. Like last year, we already knew, from the beginning. But this year, it's going to be a challenge, and we might see a new era because Pete signed them. Well, not Pete, but like he financed them for years to come. So
Yep.
this is going to be a new era.
And what did you think about? Did you see the Padres that they were in on Trey Turner? They offered him $342 million. He went to the Phillies for 300. They offered Judge, or they were willing to pay Judge 400 million. That would have been crazy to have Judge on the Padres, huh?
That would have been really crazy. Like the Padres are already stacked with like Tatis and Machado and Kim and everyone. I was like, wow, like how much better can this get? And I also hope that because I remember like a few years back, I know this is in baseball, but the Lakers they try to put together a super team, but the
Right.
players didn't fit together. So it's not just enough to have the talent there. They got to be able to play with one another, and they have to be able to coexist. So I believe that will be a challenge for the Padres in the beginning of the season of like, okay, now we got all this talent, but how is everyone to play together?
Mhm.
But once they can get that chemistry going, it's going to be lot more grand slams being hit for sure.
Right. And here's the thing, like you talk about the division and it's going to be a tight race. The division, as we saw this past season, that doesn't matter. Like, just get in. And so maybe the Padres, um, they're not so set on winning the division. I mean, winning the division over the Dodgers would be huge because they haven't done it since 2006. But
2000.
getting into the postseason, that's all that matters. And I think if the Padres, they're healthy going into October this next season, they have the talent, definitely. And with Fernando coming back, what were your thoughts on when he got suspended at that time? Like, are you still disappointed in him? Like, I'm disappointed in him, but I'm going to be cheering for him this next season because he can help the Padres win.
Yeah, so I personally give him the benefit of the doubt, and I bought the story of the ringworm because I believe he's a superstar, and I don't believe he needs to cheat to be good, and I believe that he's going to have his best season ever because if he is truthful about, hey, look, I put some stuff in my hair and whatnot, then he has a lot to prove. And I believe that's the mindset that you want a superstar to be in is, okay, I got to really show him. And that's the mindset that I believe he's going to have coming into the next season. And I believe he's going to be really dangerous.
Yeah. Now, Xander, who's going to be Tatis's teammate, we know he's a great leader. Manny's a great leader. Musgrove's a great leader. I mean, they're not just great leaders either. I mean, they're great players too. So this is shaping up to be sustainable, right? Sustainable success. Manny, I think he's going to stay. And the Padres, I don't know about you, give your thoughts on this. I think they have the right leadership and they have the right core of players going forward.
I really do. It starts with the owner, with
Yep.
Pete, and he's putting his money where his mouth is. And I don't think we've ever seen a Padres owner in the existence of their whole franchise do something like that.
Oh, yeah, we definitely haven't. I mean, Peter, we're so thankful, I think, or at least I am, for him because you're right. We haven't had this much spending ever in Padres history. I was not expecting the Padres to go spend $280 million on Xander Bogaerts this offseason after already having all those big contracts. I thought it was going to be more moves around the edges of the team, kind of improve that way. I thought their big addition might have been starting pitching, but Peter, he views money as just something that you can't take with you. Like he said that to the media in the past. And he's a fan. He's not just one of these owners that are trying to make money, right?
Yeah,
He's trying to win a World Series for this city, and I think we can definitely all respect that. Now with your song, it's Slam Diego right now. Do you think that it's going to be changing a little bit more frequently to San Diego this coming season or this next decade?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure there'll definitely be some remixes.
Right.
Yeah, especially if/when he hits some grand slams.
See, that would be a great combination. You know, Slam Diego at the start, and then you could transition into San Diego as you keep going, as the song keeps going. Let people know where they can find your music, find your social media channels. Let them know.
Yeah, you can find me on Joe Dreamz, Joe Dreams with a Z, on all major platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, all the above.
All right, perfect. Joe, thank you so much for joining the show. You are a great talent. Keep working hard. I'm working hard at what I'm doing. You're working hard at what you're doing. Thank you so much, man, for the time.
Of course.
All right, everyone, that is episode 303 of the Talking Friars podcast and YouTube show. I'll be back with more content later in the week. Have a good one. Go Padres.
No problem.